Senior X30, drivers aged 14 years plus of age, 115 entries and 22 different nationalities racing this weekend. Look at the engines, 125 30 brake horsepower karts with a minimum weight of 158 kilograms. That is with driver included. Anything under that, you're in trouble. The tyres that they'll be using over the course of this weekend, again, the MG SM2s, the medium tyres, the medium compound, the slightly softer compound of the two.
IAME Euro Series Round 3 at Wackersdorf, and on Friday in Senior X30's time qualifying, it was Danny Caronini on pole position.
Yeah, I make a really good lap, only a little bit small mistake on the second sector, but really good lap. I start in the first leading the group, and it's so good. The pace is okay, we will see.
Well, the first day of racing in the IAME Euro Series Round 3 at Wackersdorf, time qualifying, and it was Danny Caronini who put it on pole, but in the first of the qualifying heats, Finn McLaughlin taking the first one in Groups F versus G. Later on, Elo Gonzalez would take his first one of the weekend, and he would double that after taking the win later on in the weekend as well. Drama further down as Lewis Bird got caught out with other drivers having to deal with just the tight, twisty nature of the Wackersdorf circuit. Later on in the day, action started to really unfold here with drivers who would be starting on pole in the form of Sam van der Heijden retiring from their races, not having the results they wanted, with the likes of Ruben Moya, Kyo Lee all fighting through. But it'd be Johan Aluja who would take the second win of the day. At that point, Marcus Lucio, championship leader, tumbling down the order. Later on, Vilma Svan would take a win ahead of Kevin Lantinga in the next race, but this was the moment the rain started to fall on the midway point of the race. Drama for pole sitter Danny Caronini in second in the championship as he ran wide and had to deal with the likes of all the incidents happening further back. Then the rain really came down, which unfortunately pulled a red flag and the end of it, but that would give the win to Kevin Lantinga. Kyo Lee later on would take the win ahead of Danny Caronini, who would win later on. David Dragan and Elo Gonzalez would end up winning the last race of the day. But all the way throughout this weekend and today, it's been a tight racing throughout, and plenty more racing will come later on in the weekend. Senior X30's qualifying heats on Saturday was an action-packed adventure field of racing. Danny Caronini, the outright pole sitter, coming away with some relatively decent results, but not ending the day on top, finishing in P4. Vilma Svan was a driver to keep an eye on all the way throughout the day, really having some good results and actually ending the day on top at the end of it. David Dragan, also another driver who gained 2 wins over the course of the day, as well as this man, Elo Gonzalez, who took 4 out of the 5 wins, but just 1 P19 finish throughout the weekend meant that he was nowhere near the top. Elia Weiss was another driver who dominated in some of the forms, taking some wins, and of course with those P3s as well, dominant with the P3 finishes. Vilma Svan, though, was the driver in the talking point and in the crosshairs of so many drivers, including the likes of Finn McLaughlin and Danny Caronini at the early stages of the Saturday. Certainly the pressure was starting to build. Ruben Moya was another driver contending with the likes of Elo Gonzalez, all trying to find his way through with the likes of Kyo Lee as well. Both of them squeezing their way through, with Biasati finding his way past as well. Then the end of the day and the most drama all the way throughout, the front row start. Moya versus McLaughlin, but the battle of who could get past who. But Moya denying the chance of getting through. McLaughlin denied the chance of starting on pole.
Yeah, it was perfect day. Just a P5 in the other heat. Yeah, so it's been really good.
One in the championship is Danny Caronini that leads it. Marcos Lucio, 1 point separates him, but Lucio this weekend has had a torrid weekend. Now, the biggest question is that did he make it into the final of this race? The answer to that is yes, but he starts it P20 on the grid. That is going to be one heck of a final if he can get that kart to the end. Senior X30 final is go as they make their way down in towards turn number 1. Look at the start for McLaughlin. McLaughlin's bolted and he's gone. Eloy Gonzalez in second place is holding on to it, but it's all kicking off in the background there, and it all kick-started with Paul Chouse in the middle of it. He just got squeezed in the pack there. Absolutely nothing he could do, a complete passenger as the whole field came through.
This is Pierre McLaughlin 7/10 of a second, and a switch already for second place with Wilmer Span getting ahead of Elio Gonzalez. Watch out for Danny Caronini, the Italian was keen on doing the same on the other side. And on the inside, there goes the second attack from Danny Caronini, and diving through the inside as well goes Elia Waste. It's 2 places lost for Elio Gonzalez, I'm afraid. There's another switch of position on inside, beautifully made. Elia Waste. A bit to P3 from Danny Caronini. Elia Gonzalez might want to try to do the same side by side. Oh, that was a close call. As Danny Caronini squeezed on the inside and the outside again, side by side. Elia Gonzalez holds onto the line and gets ahead.
Now Caronini's been swamped by the pack chasing behind. And Gale, Smith, Kuo, Liam Machado all close in now. They're going to have to really dig deep to try and close back in. Gale and Joseph Smith. Smith's going to look to the inside. We go on board with Austin Gale from Thailand. Brilliant on-board view here. Chassis looking very quick, but again, down the inside, Gale's going to lose out to Machado. The outright lap pace, yes, good. Here comes Caronini down the inside of Gale, and that was a forceful move, but he gets run wide. A little bit of contact there, and there's a little bit more as Kuo Lee goes back down the inside, and there's even more. Amazingly, Caronini holds on to it, but he loses so much time, and so does Gale.
To the drivers in front, as on the inside, beautifully made by the 2:19 of Marcus Luja or Ruben Moya.
That's crucially, that gap is coming down. 0.5 of a second. Elia Weiss, who has been absolutely rapid this weekend, I won't lie, did only take 1 qualifying heat win, but has been always within inside the top 5.
2 places, now little Caronini.
Oh dear, what's going on? Is he collected another driver there?
I think so,
Gale, I think he has. Now, who was that with? Who was he next to? He was next to Marcus Luzio, and he was next to Riccardo Ferrari. Riccardo Ferrari was 3rd in the championship going into today, and championship leader, and he hits his head. It's like, no, not good. Who has left enough in reserve for this final lap? Can Elia Weiss go for it? The answer to that is yes! Down the inside through turn 3. The German driver on home soil leads the way here in Wackersdorf in the final on the last lap. But McLaughlin tries his best, but it will not be enough. He's going to go for it again into the final corner. McLaughlin, it's McLaughlin across the line. He will win in Germany. He denies Elia Weiss a win in home soil, but McLaughlin from Ireland will be your final winner and your championship leader. Representing Sweden for crop promotion, give it up for Vilma Svan. In 2nd position in home soil, give it up for the Simon team, give it up for Elia Weiss. And finally, your race winner and as new championship leader, give it up, Finn McLaughlin.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see that move coming, but when it come to me, I had to do something to get the lead back, so I went for it in the last corner when it come to me.
IAME Euro Series Round 3 at Wackersdorf for Senior X30 is over, and the championship standings now has a new leader in the form of Finn McLaughlin. Elia Weiss and Vilma Svan finishing on the podium, but it's all going to fall down to that final round in Genk.